You're listening to Halloween on this island Earth on Sound Radio, 15:03 AM.
That was Elaine Hickey, uncovering some of those true stories that I hope have got you thinking. Did you lock the back door? Oh, never mind. How's that going to stop a ghost? Also, we just heard Evan Sense with Haunted. And now we go to the first of our tales from Lucy, a positive magnet for the supernatural. If you ever decide to go out to some lonely forest on a dark night, don't go with Lucy. She attracts all the wrong sort of company.
I used to work as a prison librarian for about a year, and I set up a library from scratch, and it was a brand new sort of state-of-the-art prison up in Salford in Manchester. And the prison was actually built on the site of an old colliery, and opposite was a huge great graveyard, and it was sort of in the middle of a wasteland really, it was the middle of nowhere. And what happened was we used to have to work from between sort of 5 and 6 on our own while the prisoners went back to have their tea and everything. And while we were there was usually just me and one other person in the corridors sort of setting up for the evening sessions, which sort of went on between 6 and 8. And when it was all quiet, there usually wasn't anybody, there was no prison officers around, and I was completely on my own. And there was also windows looking from the corridor into the library for when the prison officers sort of paraded up and down, and they could see what was going on in the library. And there were several times when I caught sight of someone in the corner of my eye walking past, and because there was nobody supposed to be there, and I was really convinced I'd seen someone, I went out into the corridor. And of course it's like one of those big institutional corridors with sort of strip lighting down the ceiling and all the doors locked, and then some double doors locked at the end. You know, it's like something out of The Shining. And I basically looked out of the window, out of the door, and there wasn't anybody there. So I was a bit kind of confused and a bit sort of alarmed, and I didn't used to get frightened until I sort of left in the evening and I had to turn all the lights off, and then I got a bit kind of scared. But there were several other sightings, and my boss at the time, who was a woman not to be reckoned with, and she used to be in charge of industries and education, which was our department. And one weekend she was there, and the radio people came over, like the communications came over on her radio and said, get to education straight away because there's someone on the lift and we don't know who it is, because they could detect it on their screens and everything. And because everything's operated by a key, because it's a secure building, she went over to education, and the lift door opened and there was nobody there.
I love the dead before they're cool, the bluing flesh for me to hold, cadaver eyes upon me see nothing. Love the dead before they rise. No farewells, no goodbyes. I never even knew your now rotting face. While friends and lovers mourn your silly grave, I have other uses for you, darling.